Hi and welcome to another video blog. This is Caroline Barnheady from Client Almighty, and this week we're going to look at advanced techniques for closing the deal. So let's be honest, you don't have a business if you don't know how to close the deal, no matter how brilliant, breathtaking or life-changing your services. Too many coaches and consultants get caught up in their own processes and the fabulousness, I'm not even sure if that's a word, of their services, yet they don't know how to close the deal. No deal, no money, no business. Believe it or not, I think the best way to close a deal is to think like a doctor. Yep, a doctor who's not attached to the outcome. Think about it. A doctor's job is to diagnose the problem and suggest possible remedies. Ultimately, the patient decides what is right for him or her, but the doctor guides that decision, so it's an informed decision. Your sales conversation to close the deal is exactly the same. So let's imagine that you're having a coffee with your prospect. You've built some rapport and it's time to start the conversation, but you're wondering how to close the deal without being too obvious. So start your conversation. Now for this example, I'm going to give you a script for a business coach, but it works for any niche. Remember, these questions are not set in stone. Find your own version, find your own voice, but maintain the sequence. Sequence order is very, very important. For the sake of this example, we're going to call our prospect Miranda. So first, we set up the outcome for the meeting. So Miranda, for me to best help you today, I thought we'd have a chat about where you are with your business, how you'd like it to look in the future, and what might some of the speed humps currently slowing you down. At the end of this conversation, we'll both make a decision together to see if it makes sense for us to work together. Is that okay with you? Your prospect will invariably say yes because it's a reasonable request. You've also let them know that you'll be making a decision together, which makes them feel more comfortable and in control. The second step is to diagnose the prospect's biggest problem. So ask, can you tell me the biggest challenge that you're facing in your business right now? Now, for the sake of this example, let's assume that Miranda is having trouble generating enough leads to keep her working full time. So you ask her, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself in the area of lead generation? What do you think is your biggest challenge in generating leads for your business? This is a clincher. Do you believe that there's room for you to improve your lead generation tactics? The prospect will invariably say yes again because it's consistent with their answers in the previous questions. In the third part, I want you to share the benefit of the remedy or what it is fixing their problem means to them. So okay, Miranda, let's now imagine that you're a 10 out of 10 at generating leads. What difference is this going to make in your business? This is where your prospect gets to share all the benefits of fixing her problem. In a case like this, it's invariably got to be something like making more money. Fourth, and this is key, find out what your prospect will gain from the above benefit. So in this case, what does having more money mean to Miranda? So you say, now you're making all this extra money, what will it enable you to do? How will things be different for you? This is a really powerful question because you uncover what is really important to your prospect and you can tap into their emotional hot buttons to move them forward. This is heartfelt stuff. In Miranda's case, more money may mean that she can hire someone to work for her so she can spend more time with a 3-year-old. It may mean that she can hire a nanny to help out so she can go to the gym, or perhaps it's even visiting her elderly grandmother in a nursing home. You simply don't know what it means to them, and in many cases, they probably don't know themselves until you ask the question. In the fifth stage, you're now in a position to contrast the ideal scenario you identified earlier on with the consequences of not taking action. It's not about pushing to close the deal, it's about allowing them to make an informed decision. So you say, now if you don't learn how to generate more leads and things remain the same, what's going to happen to your business in 3 or 6 months? What's it going to look like in 12 months? This highlights the pain of not taking action. You need to get your prospect to articulate out loud what it's going to cost them if they don't do anything. It makes the need for action so much more compelling. In our 6th step, move the prospect to setting their success criteria. Now, Miranda, if we were to work together to generate all the leads you'll ever need, and we're not assuming that we'll work together, what would you need to see in your business in the next 90 days for you to know that you've made the right decision to invest in your business? Now this is a very specific question and written in a particular way for a reason. The sentence, and I'm not assuming that we'll work together, is key because the brain actually doesn't even hear the negative not. It only hears the part about working together. The question forces your prospect to articulate their success criteria so that you can then repeat it back to them in your own close. So, and we're coming up to the final bit, which is the close. You ask, so Miranda, if I could, and this is where you repeat back to her or your prospect the success criteria that just articulated in the previous step. So Miranda, if I could, 1, 2, 3, 4, would you be open to working with me? Now these are the key points of this question. Listen, you've just told the prospect in their own words what you can do to solve their biggest problem. And I can tell you right now, if you can articulate better your prospect's problem, they will naturally assume you have the solution. And 2, you've only asked if they're open to working with you. Now let's be honest, how can anybody say they're not open to something? Humans react in predictable ways. So if you get a no after all of this, then you've done something wrong. Sorry, you've missed a step somewhere along the way, so go back to the start. Think about it. As Zig Ziglar said, timid salesmen have skinny kids. You need to learn to master the closing of the sale. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe. We love having you around. And until next time, cheers.